Hey friends, what's up? My name is John, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how I would run a cold email campaign for ClearSync, which is a HubSpot CRM plugin, to get them demos booked using cold email. Over the past 3 years, I've sent more than enough emails to do this on the fly right now because recently, for AirPay, one of our clients, also in software, we've gotten 120 plus opportunities using this exact strategy that I'm going to show you on ClearSync's example. And on top of that, we have this logistics case study where we booked over 230 plus demos within 10 months to help them contribute to their 10 million ARR in growth from 30 to $40 million in ARR. Send over 10 million plus cold emails. So in this video, I'm simply going to show you how I would run ClearSync's campaigns to get them demos booked. And I'm going to do that by doing three things. We're going to cover how to build their prospect lists, how or what kind of scripts I would use, and how I would turn all of those leads that we will generate with that campaign into demos, right? This is going to be completely freestyle. Don't have any notes, nothing planned. I'll simply use this page from SourceForge, apparently very nice software for software listings, because it says everything about ClearSync. We'll go through this one by one and we will build this campaign live. And I'll probably also send it to someone at ClearSync because I'm pretty confident we can actually deliver great results for them. By the way, why ClearSync? I just chose one software. I just wanted to make a video like this because it's fun. So let's get straight into this about ClearSync. ClearSync syncs Stripe subscription and billing data into HubSpot so SaaS teams can run revenue operations directly from their CRM. So this is pretty cool. So we're looking for SaaS teams, right? And it could be B2C, B2B, apparently. The platform reconstructs full MRR and ARR change history from Stripe invoices and subscriptions, then creates structured objects inside HubSpot to power reporting, workflows, and automation. Nice. So it's basically mostly for reporting. Companies use ClearSync to track upgrades, downgrades, churn, expansion revenue. That's very useful. Trigger HubSpot workflows from Stripe events. Give sales and customer success teams visibility into customer revenue. Build accurate MRR and ARR dashboards on HubSpot. Automate alerts for failed payments, churn, risk, and renewals, right? All right, and then we have some more stuff. So this is going to be relevant for the scripts that we're going to write. But first of all, how would I build these prospect lists? Because we already have like one bottleneck in here, which is HubSpot. So we not only do we need like SaaS businesses, we need SaaS businesses that use HubSpot, right? This is pretty much like the minimum requirement. And then I would also assume that these SaaS businesses should have some revenue already flowing in. Here's a screenshot. Nice. They should have some MRR coming in, right? Otherwise, there's nothing to track. So what I would do on top of that is I would probably limit those SaaS searches to like more than 20 employees, because that's usually pretty easy to filter due to minimum MRR to make this make sense, right? So this is basically just for like, this is a budget qualification. Budget, bump, done. Nice. Good stuff. And this is starting at $149 per month, and there's a free trial. This is awesome. This is actually pretty good. I didn't know this. Okay, nice. Let's put this in here as well. For later. Boom. Nice. Okay. So how would I build these prospect lists? I would essentially have one specific campaign. Yes, we'll have one specific campaign. Let me actually draw so I can talk properly. We'd have one specific campaign. Let's draw a campaign. This is campaign one. Campaign one. And this campaign would be gathering proper lists. How does that work? We would first step, build lists of SaaS that would qualify, right? So in this case, I would only look at whether they are a SaaS and whether they have more than 20 employees. I would ignore the HubSpot thing for now. Why? Because most of these databases, let's say Prospero, right? We use Prospero a lot. Well, I'm not logged in. That's awesome. We use Prospero a lot. And I like Prospero, etc. And they have this technology filter right here. Can I zoom in there? Yes. This technology filter, right? It is super tempting to just use that, but if you use it once, you will like immediately understand where I'm going at. If you make a search for SaaS companies and then you find like 20,000 contacts, right? The moment you set the technology filter to HubSpot CRM, you'll be left with like 50 companies or 50 prospects, which makes zero sense. Like there's no shot, right? So the technology filter, in short, is super inaccurate. So searching for those HubSpot technology filters, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't do you anything. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? So what we need to do is, we need to do the following. Give me 1 second. Yes. What we will do instead is, we will put all of these SaaS businesses that qualify in budget terms into this campaign. Yes. We'll just blast them in there. And then within this campaign, we'll do something nice. We'll build the list. We'll build the list with all of the people that use HubSpot. Now, how are we going to do that, right? That's kind of also the second thing that I want to talk about, which are the scripts. So how does this work? Like, how? Like, how is this list going to get me the list with people that use HubSpot? We're simply going to run, and this is going to be the first script that we're going to write, a 1-sentence email to ask for a very simple thing. Hey, first name, are you using HubSpot, right? Because if they are probably in the market for tracking all of their ARR and MRR change history from Stripe invoices and subscriptions within their CRM. It would just be convenient, right? It would just make sense. They might be in the market for this, because as soon as we have these people, we can then push them over to a second campaign. And this is going to be campaign number 2. Campaign 2, pitch, right? This is where we're going to write the second bit of email script. And you can automate this stuff, by the way. Like, you can easily automate the process from having this first campaign or the first script to getting the positive responses to this question, right? Hey, first name, are you using HubSpot? Some people would say, yes, I do. Yes, we actually use HubSpot. What's this about, right? And as soon as they ask what your email is about, you'll immediately put them into the second campaign, or the second stage, the response, basically, where you pitch them on the back end. And then in here, you basically use a script along the lines of, hey, first name, oh no, sorry, something like awesome, right, as a response to their question, or to their yes, awesome. We made a software, a plugin for HubSpot, where you can track your entire MRR history from Stripe within HubSpot. It does A, B, and C benefits. Can I send you a demo showing how it works? Boom. This could be one script. I'll just leave it at that for a second. Actually, let me rewrite this email, because I think we could even save a step. Here's a demo showing how it works. And then you basically, on the here is, you would just hyperlink this, and you would hyperlink a Loom video. Let me know, and I will get you started on a free trial. Boom. Super low risk for the recipients. And you can, in this case, directly attach a link. Usually we will not attach links to cold emails, because that will usually get you flagged as spam. But now that you already had the response, right, you can pitch them whatever you like. You already have established a thread, and maybe you also have some rapport, right? Maybe, to some degree. At least you're not a complete stranger anymore. Maybe they checked out your website. Maybe they already know what this is, what this might be about. Now you can send links. So that's pretty cool. From a technicality perspective, deliverability perspective, this is very, very nice. This is very good. So now we can make them this offer. And this video, right? I mentioned a Loom video. Loom. The Loom video is gonna be super, super simple. Loom video outline. You're gonna have a quick intro on their website. So they immediately, why would you be on their website? If you record Looms, right, and you start on their website, and you then embed a video embed, right, where you have the video within the email. So you have hey, first name, this is the video that I recorded for you, here's the CTA, right? This specific image on here is like an animated GIF. It will show their website. So the likelihood of them clicking on this thumbnail is super high, like way higher than if you just had a link. So let me actually take this back. You will not have a hyperlink. You will have a thumbnail in here. Drawing is tough, but yeah, like you would put the thumbnail actually in here, and you would have a rep immediately record this on their website. So you would start with a quick intro, and then you'd move on to directly like show benefit that solves pain, right? And you can just show one thing, and then CTA, free trial code. Here's the free trial code, right? So you can literally have it set up like be set up like this. I put the free trial code, or here's the free trial code. Like make it very simple. A B C D E F G 1 2 3, right? Boom. Like this could be the email. Boom. All right. So this is the Loom outline. This takes 2 minutes to record. Shouldn't be longer. Like it doesn't need to be longer. It's a very quick like, hey, this is the benefit that solves pain. This is how it works. If you like want to get started, here's the free trial code. It's A B C D E F G 1 2 3, right? Done. This is basically it. And then you will basically get free trial signups. If this is like all. Usually though, I would also expect this in this specific case. Maybe they have some sort of onboarding that needs to happen, right? But I guess support is online. Training in person, live, online. Okay. Let's assume they need like actual demos because otherwise they won't be able to onboard them, right? In that specific case, I would go ahead and I would say this is case 1. No need for demo. This is the first case. Can we do this? Okay, this is case 1. In case 2, book demo. I'll literally just have the Loom thingy in here and I would say, if you want to get started with a free trial, I would be happy to go over your setup and give you the free trial code on a quick call. I'll be available at X day on X day at 5 p.m. or rather Y day at 3 p.m. whatever, right? Otherwise, for convenience, calendar link, basically. Boom. Yes. These are like the alternative things that I would do. So this is how I would book the demos. And then in the best case, right, if you like really wanted to book demos, you would, as soon as they respond positively to this and you pitch them, you send them this, and then within the time frame of 5 minutes, you double dial, and sorry, messed up the order. iMessage plus double dial. And the iMessage itself would literally say the following. Hey, it's rep first name. Because then, as soon as you double dial them with this iPhone, right? And iPhones are super nice for this. As soon as you double dial, the iPhone will literally, like on the call screen, will literally say, let's draw an iPhone. Boom, done. It will literally say, maybe rep first name, right? It will literally say that. This will be the caller ID. And then they can like pick up. So decline, pick up, right? This is how it will look on their phone. Super important. Like this is super, like this is a very tiny nuance that most people miss. This will increase pickup rates hard. And by the way, when you want to dial like properly, I can recommend using Popcorn Space, I believe it's called. It's like an eSIM provider. And you can get a popcorn number globally. And it will not be marked as spam. Unlike most Twilio numbers, if you're not business verified, etc. And if you want to get your business verified, it takes ages. Sucks. Because if you don't have this, it will say likely spam. And that's bad, obviously, because that will cook your pickup rates, right? So this is basically what you would then do. And then you would basically jump on the dial, right? And you just ask them a couple questions about that. And then if it makes sense, if they qualify, in principle, you would just say, hey, I'll be available on X day at 5 p.m. What's the best time for you to meet up, right? Give them option A, B, what's better? Like what works best for you? Boom, meeting, right? If it's interesting, boom, meeting. This is like the first strategy that I would use. And then, now, we're getting to my favorite part of this because I like that flow a lot more. And I'll go through that right now. So as soon as you're running this specific campaign one, where you build your list of SaaS companies that are large enough and that use HubSpot, like you get basically everyone for this specific list. I would then, at some point, to keep this running over and over again, I would set up a recyclable campaign, right? A recyclable campaign. This is what you need to set up. This is very important. And with this, you would take the list of SaaS, HubSpot, over 20 employees, and you would make sure that with your inbox infrastructure setup, you would run enough volume per day so that you go through this list every 30 days. So assuming you have 20,000 people in that list, right? And you want to email each person, emails per campaign, twice, right? That would mean you'd have to send out emails per month, pretty easy, 40K emails, right? Per month. This is what you would have to cover. If you send on 20 days, right? 20 sending days, that would mean that per day you would have to send out 2,000 emails so that you can recycle this list every 30 days, right? So every 30 days you would email each person twice. Awesome. As soon as you have that set up, which by the way is just like 100 inboxes because each inbox can send out 20 emails per day, right? You get those 100 inboxes, and 100 inboxes also means that you would need like 33 domains because we want to have at max 3 inboxes per domain. If you want to go really safe, you could do like 2 inboxes per domain, then you'd need 50 domains. You'd set that up, and now you would have a perfect list where you would write a direct response email. And that would usually look like this. Hey, first name, saw you're using HubSpot. We've built a software, a plugin for HubSpot that brings all MRR, ARR history from Stripe into your CRM. That allows you to run automations, workflows, etc., right? Whatever the benefits are. Like in this case, like whatever the benefits are, I'll just list them out very short. I wouldn't make it much longer than this sentence, right? Can I send you a demo showing how it works? Or would you be open for a quick chat so that I can give you a free trial code, a 30-day free trial code, right? You could run this. On volume, this will already be enough. This is a very simple script. This will already be enough. You could also, like, let's say this is email number 1, right? And this is going to be amazing right now. Let's say 2 days after, 2 days later, you'd email them with email number 2, right? You know what I would do? I would simply take this, or let me show you exactly how this works. You take the full thing, you put it in here, and then you remove the first line. Done. And then you would take this, and you would have multiple variants of this specific sequence. So you would change a couple things. So you would say, hey, first name, are you looking for a way to bring all of your MRR, ARR history into HubSpot? If so, I'd be happy to give you a free trial code for ClearSync. It does exactly that. Plus, you can then use your stats and build automations around it, plus reporting as well. Let me know. Very different angle, and then guess what will happen now? Done, right? Second variant. And by the way, we do this with like 30 scripts. And if you're thinking like, John, how are you writing 30 scripts for so many clients? I do it via AI. I have like an AI. It has access to all of the emails that we've sent ever, and then all of the ones that won all of these split tests, right? Because we run all of them simultaneously, check out which ones get the best responses, and then we save them basically. It has access to all of the winners. And then it basically looks at the winners, looks at whatever ClearSync does, right? I would just give it this page plus, in case we onboard ClearSync in this case, I would tell them upload every single sales asset that you have, right? All the transcripts, all the this, all the that. Like give me the full context. I'll just give them a Google Drive link so that they can actually upload all of that. And with that context and the winning scripts and the skill itself that I gave it an SOP, a standard operating procedure as to how I write email scripts. It will just take that and it will generate 30 scripts, put them into our email Bison sequencer where we run all of these emails, right? And then we will just like split test 30 new scripts every single week to find more and more winners. And then we'll just keep blasting this campaign. Basically, this will be our evergreen campaign, right? This is an evergreen campaign. It'll just run forever, basically. Because no one will remember you. Like, there's no shot. And even if this was too much because the list is too small, right? Or it's like you have brand consciousness, conscientiousness. I don't know what the right word was. I'm German, by the way. I don't look German, but I'm German. Even then, we could run this campaign every 60 days. So we would send 1 email per month. This would still work, right? So this is how I would literally run the scripts, the campaigns, and how we would turn those leads into demos. Yes. Because with like cold emails, as soon as you get leads, and this is also very interesting, and actually, like let's switch back to full face, right? As soon as you get leads with cold email, the rest is just a sales motion issue. Getting leads via cold email is super hard. It's not natural. Like I'll tell you, I've sent enough emails. It's not natural. For most people, this will not work because they will have faulty infrastructure, faulty scripts, faulty this, faulty that. It will just be super annoying. You'll be super frustrated. And at some point, it will not work. And you'll just literally tell people, yeah, I've tried outbound. Doesn't work. It does work, though. There is a universe where it works, right? And if that means that you'll have to change your offer drastically to accommodate cold traffic, which are complete strangers, they will not like your offer, especially if you right now, like watching this, if you've been selling only to referrals and inbound traffic, such as content or just affiliates, right? This will, like, your offer will not work, most likely. It will most likely not work. So you would have to come up with a cold traffic adjusted offer, right? Something that would make sense, something like a free trial, something like a complete no-brainer of an offer with even strangers that never have met you and you have zero goodwill with them, zero, right? No social capital, no nothing. If you find an offer that performs well with strangers, you can't even imagine what it will do when you offer that same offer to warm traffic, to content, to referrals, to affiliates, etc. It'll be wild. Which is why it's worth running cold email. That's the entire reason why it's worth, right? Worth it. So if you can't be bothered to figure out all of that stuff on your own, run all of the stuff on your own, right? You can basically now go to the first link in the description. We have a full-on offer specifically made for people like you, where we will get you qualified B2B sales demos directly onto your calendar, and you only pay per booked call, right? We have a full explainer on the offer. We have case studies that you can watch, showing exactly how we did this for other software companies, how it works, the ROI behind that, etc., who it's for. Read through this, because as soon as you book strategy call, we will have scripts and lists ready for you to run. And if you approve them, we can get started within 24 hours. If you pass, we can keep the scripts and lists. And with that said, that's exactly how I would book demos for ClearSync, which is a HubSpot plugin, with all of the prospect lists, all of the scripts, and how I would basically turn all of those leads into demos. Hope you found this helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.